Greetings to all of you who have joined this episode of Wild Slide Lounge. I was just waiting for you all to join. This is 26th episode, and in every episode I try to invite a guest who has done considerably well in their profession, passion, and using all the tools of spirituality also. This is my real interest to see how people use whatever they learn in their spiritual path and then apply in their daily life, in their professional life, in their arts, in their passion, in their whatever work they do. It may be even gardening, cooking, or arts, or music, literature. It's really interesting how they put that spark of consciousness which they might have ignited or burned or awakened, let's say. It's really interesting to see how they then live their life from that vantage point, that point of awareness, and how they live their life further on. It's really interesting. So, with this perspective, my tonight's guest is a very amazing musician, prolific songwriter, and very congenial person, very, very creative, and at the same time she knows how to hold space, and she knows how to connect with people, and then to express her joy, her music, with her creativity, and she does it so well. Her name is Pratibha, and she will be joining us from Denmark very soon. I have known her since my early days in Pune, in Osho ashram. At that time it was Osho commune, and she was coordinator at that time, and she helped and encouraged and supported me in those my rookie days. I'm grateful for that. So let's see what she has to say about herself when I invite her. I'm sending you request, Pratibha. Please. Hi, Pratibha.
Hello.
Finally, we are here to talk about something we love equally. We both love equally.
Yeah.
Not only music, but also about the times a life has taken us. I'm sorry, and adjusting the mic at the same time. So, how are you, Pratibha? You can start with something you would like to share. Just
Uh, I'm good.
a
I'm good.
connect with.
Yeah, well, you should see the setup here because
Why?
I got the telephone up in a cup with pens holding it, and it's
Oh,
kind of and then I have a stack of Osho books that Nana loaned to me,
ah,
which is the base of the whole the whole statue here in front of me. It's kind of funny.
funny because
Nice to
probably
see you.
yes, Pratibha. Same here. Same here. So I also, while my setup is also a bit funny today. Usually it obeys me, but tonight, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, it fell down.
Okay. So here we are, Pratibha, after 20 years or so, and I still remember those early days. My early days, not yours. You had been
Yes,
there
yes,
for a long time before me, and you had been there and done that and gone through a lot of stuff.
yes.
Osho was notoriously known for. And so, how was your experience? Like, how did you come to Osho? How did you know him? What happened in your early life days?
Ooh, that's a very long story. But
Whichever part you like to share. Yeah.
yeah, I like to share that I was drawn. I started traveling very when I was very young. I just turned 17 in Europe, and then there was a whole there was a movement towards India, a natural
Oh.
movement. Although it was very few compared to, you know, these days maybe, but there certainly was a sort of a drift going east, and I followed that. I was 22 at the time, and I wanted to go to India, and I wanted to see a temple before I settled down. You know,
Mhm.
if I was ever going to do that. But that was the
Mhm.
idea.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And but then already and I was not looking for a master. I was not looking for anything.
Mhm.
I I just felt the pull. And
Mhm.
already in Tehran, in in what
Iran,
was called those days called Persia,
Persia.
and already there I had a very mystical experience where I turned around and disappeared into a mala. So a sannyasin was standing behind me,
Wow.
and I had this incredible meeting with Osho, and it was so mysterious that I didn't know what to do with it in my head. So I just kind of experienced it, and I asked him, "Oh my God, who is this, and where is he?" And it was German Kirti, and he was just laughing, smiling, and giggling to himself because he knew what was happening, but I didn't. And he just said, "Oh, that's Bhagwan, and he's in Bombay." And so I just turned around and went back into standing there in line to check in at our hotel. And later on, I saw him in Mashhad, and it was the same thing. This mysterious connection with this man, and we never talked, and we definitely connected. And then somehow life took us to Goa, and in Goa there was a group of people every morning doing dynamic on the beach, jumping and screaming, and and part of me thought, oh my God, these guys are crazy, and part of me felt very drawn there, and then by an amazing incident at a well, a sannyasin came climbing up from the well, and with his mala, and his orange shorts, and it turned out that it was American Vedanta who spoke fluently Danish, because me and my boyfriend at the time, we didn't speak very much English. So,
Hmm.
and he happened to live in our town in Copenhagen, and so he invited us. Of course, he explained to us that they were doing dynamic, and we were welcome to come. It was every morning, and so we started doing dynamic with them in the morning, and then the next thing, we were on our way to Mount Abu, to the English camp in January '74. It
Wow.
turned out to be the last English camp,
Okay.
and in this fantastic, beautiful place in Mount Abu
Wow.
in Rajasthan, and
S-
that's where that's where we met, or
Wow.
that's where he said, Vedanta said to us, 400 people will be there, and they're all in orange, and anything can happen. and and somehow it was like, wow, you don't want to miss that, whatever that is. And then at that point, I had no idea about a guru or a master or nothing. It was all kind of just a natural flow.
Mm. This is a
And
perfect setting actually to
yes,
go
it
in a
was
natch in that, not
just
to expect.
amazing. Yeah,
Mm.
totally, totally. Yeah, it was amazing energy, and in that place, apart from all the meditations and Osho's presence and everything, I um, I went to the kirtan every day with Taruma,
Oh, yes, yes, Aruma.
and it was just like a door opened for me, was that music and ecstatic dance could be part of a meditation and part of a spiritual practice.
Mm.
For me, that was like, oh my God, it, like, part of me had longed for that all my life,
Mm.
from the dance floors, this feeling of being plugged into an energy, that was
Mm.
beyond. Uh, I think somehow unconsciously I had already
Mm.
sense something, and sense that kind of, the normal kind of dancing, and that there was something always missing, and something was
Mm.
calling through the music, and to experience her, and her leading the kirtan group, was mind blowing.
Mm.
And we sang the same bhajan every day, but it was new and alive, and the band she had was just out of this world, with dolas
Mm.
and tablas and bells and I don't know
Mm.
what, all, and of course the harmonium and people singing, and oh, it was just,
Wow.
yeah,
Super.
like Anadi's kirtan group in
Mm.
Pune. It
True.
was just, oh, fantastic. I loved it.
Mm. Super. Such heartwarming stories whenever we talk with sannyasins how they met Osho, and all have the same, almost the same story, but of course the characters are different, the scripts are different, but the way finally they happen to meet the master or whoever their guide, they can call anything, and suddenly how the life changed, especially in those 70s. 70s were probably spiritually um, very happening
And
phase of.
I tell you, it was really amazing because I've just been reading a book about Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, and he is from the same time, sort of, you know. And it was
Okay.
as if there was India, the East, you know, came reaching out for all of us who didn't fit in, you know, who
Yes.
sensed that something was missing, but we didn't know what it was. And you know, it was not politics, it was not just demonstrating, it was not, it was just a sense of, you know, something really essential is missing, and what is it, and let's go find it, you know. And then we, it was like these arms just came out and wrapped whoever was available, you know. And it was so, I think it was really a wave, energy
Yes.
wave, and that wave has repercussions that we can't even fathom, how
Mm,
far it will go into the future. It was just one of those
true. Very
amazing
true.
movements.
Yes. And especially after 60s, the 60s had its own, like, a kind of preparation or or kind of an intro for later things to come. So they set up the stage, 60s, psychologically also and other ways also, for people to be more ready for what was to happen in 70s. And then later in 80s it consolidated more, it established itself more all over the world or wherever it needed to be. And but then 90s and later, then of course the wave has to go down also, that rises also has to go down in a bit. But these things happen. And also I remember, like, Osho placed himself somehow the right time of the humanities, uh, when the change that was also happening, and he placed himself so well, the timing was so amazing. And he almost, yeah, as if he timed himself there to be there, ready for the show and ready for his people to reach him from all over the world. And they did reach him, and everything happened around him is kind of a, is an unbelievable history.
Yeah,
Similarly, I remember in 1800, late 1800s, a different set of masters were there, like Sai Baba and other people, and so many other masters. We don't even know the names. They were also creating the wave, and somehow 1920s, 30s were also very uh,
wild. Yeah,
wild and spiritually, like something was happening. Probably that wave prepared for the next, and then next, and then Osho rode at the right time, the right wave, and kind of did what he needed to do, or whatever needed to happen. We have no idea, but it's just like when we
yeah,
look
and it
back, we
keeps
can.
going, and it
It's keep
keeps going.
going. It's
It
going.
keeps going. It's like, isn't that, you know, that's like how these waves are eternal. You know,
Yes,
eternal.
yes,
The yeah, I don't know what to call it, except, you know, he always called it the lila. It's just the waves, and it goes in and out and up and down and change, and and we don't know why, but we just participate when we are here.
yes.
We participate fully,
Who?
and then who knows what, you know.
Yeah,
It's like, I have the feeling that many of us that were there, we truly benefit from that, in
true.
these times now, because now we
Hmm.
really need to have a pretty solid, you know, sort of, I can't call it a foundation, but you know, we need to we are fortunate that we had so much teaching, because right now we really need it,
That's very true.
just to kind of stay a little bit sane in this crazy world, no?
Very true. Very
At the
true. So,
time right now, you know, it's
hmm,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Every time period has its own catharsis also, and its
yeah,
own
yeah,
its
mystery.
own mystery.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm
Great,
happy
good.
I was there.
Yeah,
I'm really happy I was there.
I am jealous of you that you were there. But still, I understand. I totally, in my kind of energetic way, I was also there
Oh
because
yeah, yeah,
uh, when I came, I also felt that, okay, yes, this is the place I should have been or need to be or I have to be. Like, also pull whoever comes to these places, not even Osho's, but any other places. They come like this only. The process is same, method is same, the way is same. I mean, they do it in a different way each time or whatever, but
yeah. Different
it's
time, different color,
different color,
different need, different
different
need.
need,
Yeah.
different humanity is there at that time,
Yes.
so they need
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
calling tunes, and whoever picks up the phone
Yes.
is there. It's same thing, same thing. So that's why I invite people from those times also in this series, because this is such an uh, exhilarating stories, unbelievable in a way. When because but it whenever they say these stories, they also the I mean whoever is even a slightly connected to Osho and these his world or his mission or his message immediately can connect to those times immediately. I mean, this is what I call teleporting of sorts in a way, not in some sci-fi way, but spiritually, yes. Osho connects immediately whenever we say these things.
Yeah.
So at that time, you were not into music much, or
Oh
you
yeah,
developed.
I
Okay,
was.
okay, okay.
I started playing guitar when I was 13.
Hmm.
Long time I survived with three chords.
Okay.
I was into Bob Dylan songs and American folk songs, and singing around the fire and going
Hmm.
on school trips and stuff. But when I came to Pune, I like to sit in the front garden with a few people and we were just improvising. I just play some chords and we were just improvising. I really liked that because I sort of fell out of songs. I couldn't sing the
Mm.
songs with words anymore. And then living in the ashram there in those years, in the what we call the Pune one, I used to play by myself up on the roof of the house where I lived in the night, and then it got more and more simple. Like I couldn't even play chords anymore. It somehow was falling away, and in the end I just sit with a deep string, like a almost like a ektara,
Hmm.
and just sing with that one note,
Hmm.
and then it sort of faded away, and I stopped playing. But I always had a guitar.
Hmm.
But for a few years there, I didn't play much, and then in the year before we went to Oregon, I was in Hawaii,
Hmm.
and I had my guitar. Did I have my guitar? Yeah, I played a little bit. I always had that space by myself,
Hmm.
playing guitar and just singing a little bit. But then when I came to Copenhagen, I spent 3 months in Copenhagen waiting to get to Oregon.
Hmm.
And in those 3 months, I sang with Bindu. Do you remember Bindu?
Bindu.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Bindu,
yes.
Palash, and
Palash.
Harsharan, and we were a whole bunch. We had a band, and we played every Saturday for a dance and a music group. What was
Hmm.
called a music group. People just singing and dancing,
Hmm.
and yeah, that was sort of my way into being in a band situation. That was
Hmm.
the beginning of that. Yeah.
And then you kept living or coming back to Pune, or you spend most of your time in Pune, but you kept going back for some time.
Oh,
What
before
was
the ranch, you mean?
after the ranch?
After the ranch. After the ranch. the ranch.
Did you play in ranch also?
I stayed. I sang a little bit, but very little, just for a
Okay.
few celebrations. But then we went. Then I stayed in Seattle for a couple of years,
Okay.
and we did. Did we do satsangs there? I can't remember. And then after that, I came back to Pune and started singing with Milarepa and Swagato and all these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's I came in '88,
Mm-hmm.
and then in '88 I came and stayed for 9 months, and that's when it was really happening for me in Pune with
Mm-hmm.
singing. And I was singing every time there was singing in the for Osho in the Buddha hall. I was singing with Milarepa, and either I sang Satyam would join us, or I can't remember the name, another one. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot with Satyam and me, we were really singing well together.
Mm-hmm.
And we sang, and there were so many things happening. That winter, '88 into '89, was like full on with cabaret and music for all meditations, and there was so much live music, unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And at least for me, it was just totally happening, and I was just singing my heart out for these 9 months. And then at the end, I sort of fell out, and I could feel that, and that was in May, and I felt it was time for me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very, very, was a very, very important time for me, because um, I felt that I was sort of stepping out into a whole new life,
Mm-hmm.
sort of on my own feet or my own wings, or I felt like I was
Mm-hmm.
leaving the nest.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote, and I felt very guilty about not wanting to join the Swagato and those guys. They were going on tour with this band,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to go. And I felt, oh, I must go because it's for Osho. And I was very, very shaky and very kind of um, emotional, full on, writing a long letter to Osho about feeling guilty and feeling, how will I know I'm stepping out, and how will I know what to, to turn right or left? How will I know? How will I make choices? And,
Mm-hmm.
this whole of leaving the commune behind, or the
Mm-hmm.
holding of the,
Yes.
and it was a very big thing for me, and it wasn't like leaving anything behind. It was just a movement. I felt
Mm-hmm.
this, I don't know, just felt this pull,
Mm-hmm.
which has been all my life. I just feel a pull, and I have to move on it. And then I got this beautiful answer back,
Oh, great.
and I have it still, and it's like my little Bible,
Wow.
It's so beautiful, because he said, that there was no need for the guilt. He wanted all his sannyasins to drop all guilt,
Mm-hmm.
and the fear was just the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So and to I can't remember the exact words, but something like, because I also asked, but what will be my flowering? How will I
Mm-hmm.
flower? And then in the end, he just said something like, don't worry, just relax. All flowering is in relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so beautiful. The main thing of the answer was, follow your heart and your joy.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me is like neon imprinted
Mm-hmm.
inside, follow your heart and your joy.
Mm-hmm.
And that I don't have to know, I don't have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I interpreted it.
Mm-hmm. He wrote himself the letter, or he
No,
told.
I think Anando, as far as I know, Anando took the letter to him and he told her what to write back to
Okay.
me. So you got a little machine written answer.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Anando was his secretary at that time.
Hmm. Yes, amazing, amazing stories. Endless stories. Every sannyasin in that sense is a huge, big book of
Yeah.
stories, unbelievable, untold. But what these stories are great, but what they are in the moment and what has happened all through, and now what they are in this moment, ultimately, all comes down to this. So, Pratibha, please sing something from your that very heart, guilt-free heart, happy
Okay.
heart, and hippie heart.
I love your description. I felt very seen, when you wrote
Yes.
that. So I like to play this song. It's sort of my love song to Osho
Wow.
because I was sitting in. I had some time a few years back where I was very much like, what, what was it in my heart that recognized, what is it that says, oh yeah, that's true. You know how when when
Mm,
when Osho talks, or some other person for that matter also, but there's something in the heart that goes, that's true. And
mm,
like, so I was busy trying to dig out, just for my own entertainment, what
mm,
was it in my heart that knew that Osho, that he was true. And um and so I sat with it for some days, and then it just came in, this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. And
wow.
it was just so like, it's a circle, it's a,
Mm,
yeah. I do believe I've been with him before in Tibet.
wow.
There are many who can sing, but it's your song. There are many who can tell, but it's your words. My heart is longing for, and I search for your embrace in every flower. My love, my love. I search for your embrace in every flower. My love, my love. When I'm quiet and inside, I can hear your whisper. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. When I'm quiet and inside, I can hear your whisper. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Ah. Yo la la ya 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 yo la la ya 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 ya. Yo la 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 la, yo la 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 la, yo la 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 la, yo la 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 la, yo la 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 la, yo la 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 la. Yo la 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 la. Yo la 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 la. Om mani padme hum. 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 La ya 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 ya. Yo la 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 la. Yo la la ya 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 ya. Yo la 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 la. All the questions disappear, all the doubts and all the fears are vanishing in this moment. All the questions disappear, all the doubts and all the fears are vanishing in this moment. In the silence, in the silence, in the silence.
So beautiful, Pratibha. Amazing song. Now I started to remember those times when you also sang, and I heard you sing
Yeah.
so many times in those days. Great, such beautiful voice and such deep words. Please sing one more song, no? One more song. Oh,
Okay.
since
I
you
was
are now.
trying to I was trying to remember your song because it was really nice, and I was trying in my, in the back of the car to take, but I couldn't find it. So we have to find it because it was a great song.
I remember it.
Oh, you do?
I
Pardon.
remember it. I remember it.
Are you gonna sing it?
Sing. Uh, oh, you sing first so that you have a guitar right now, and we'll do later this thing.
Okay, okay. So I'd like to sing. I do a lot of songs where people sing along.
Mm-hmm.
When I do the heart dances and I do the singing circles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I have one like that
Mm-hmm.
I've written with a group of people that have given me little sentences, or I could
Mm.
sing another song. I like to sing another song actually also.
Okay,
So we'll see how much time we have. So I like to sing you my latest song,
great.
which is called Baby Rose. So Baby Rose is that little vulnerable spot that we have inside. So
Mm.
that's the song for that. Baby Rose, baby Rose, I'm here with you. I am here with you. Baby Rose, baby Rose, I'm here with you. I am here with you. Won't you lay here in my arms? Won't you let me hold your heart? Won't you rest in this embrace for a moment, for a while? Won't you lay here in my arms? Won't you let me hold your heart? Won't you rest in this embrace for a moment, for a while? Baby rose, baby rose, I am here with you. I am here with you. There are birds flying high. There are colors in the sky. There are a million little wonders waiting just for you and I. There are birds flying high. There are colors in the sky. There are a million little wonders waiting just for you and I. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Beautiful. You keep singing your last line.
Right here. Right here.
Great. Such nice line.
We need to be in the same place. That
Yes, we
would
can do a lot
be
of
so
things.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, super, super, super. Super. So you are now based yourself in Denmark, and then you travel around and play in Osho gatherings and festivals. How is it?
Yeah, not so much anymore. I used to travel a lot more, but
Okay.
it's slowed down. But also because of the COVID
COVID.
situation,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
We've just done a nice gathering at Osho Risk, and
Mm-hmm.
I was joined by two very nice musicians there. Had to go
Mm-hmm.
away in the middle of the happening, but I came back for the last 2 days, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been the last 10 years. I've been very much involved in the Osho Festival in Portugal at
Mm-hmm.
Harida and Nathan's place,
Mm-hmm.
and and then I'm also have been the last 9 years very much in the not a Osho place, a place in Scotland called Lendrick Lodge, a wonderful place
Oh.
where they do many courses. And
Mm-hmm.
usually I've done a lot of New Year's sort of
Mm-hmm.
gatherings that they have,
Mm-hmm.
really wild and wonderful, and do a lot of circle singing and hard dances. They love that, and they
Mm-hmm.
love more energetic stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
what I also usually at New Year's we have a concert as well,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's
Beautiful.
it's kind of you know I've done a lot of work, a lot of what you call it. I joined Peggy Dillon, a very good friend of mine. She does many courses in Scotland and Belgium and California, and so she draws me in to kind of sing with the people and get them moving and connected. That's like
Mm-hmm.
somehow my thing. And but
Great.
before that, I did a lot of festivals around Europe,
Mm-hmm.
where we did hard dances, and it was all kinds of festivals, but all like heart connected
Hard.
festivals,
Yes.
no
True. True.
alcohol and drugs and stuff, but just
Mm-hmm.
really lots of music and lots of workshops and things like that. And then
Mm.
we would do mainly do hard dances. Yeah, they were very popular,
And how did you
but they still
start?
are actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. And how did you start on hard dance? Like, did it happen
Well,
since?
it just sort of happened. I never had the ambition to do anything like that. Although
Mm-hmm.
I'm a natural circle person, but
Mm-hmm.
it was Satyam actually. I
Okay.
was in Pune, and
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Oh, can you do the hard dance every Monday or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" But it wasn't really up on my to-do list or my wish
Mm-hmm.
list.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought, if I'm gonna do it, I want to have a real band, not just
Mm-hmm.
a guitar, or not
Mm-hmm.
just a little something. So I went to Satgyan, Japanese Satgyan,
Yes, yes,
and the
yes.
best bass player in the world, and
Yes.
or one of them.
Yeah, yes,
and
true.
I said, "Would you play with me?" And I get a kid as well, And he said, "Yeah, on certain conditions." And that was that we run the song longer. We don't switch songs all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
that we make them groovy.
Yeah,
And we
okay.
make them long, trancy, and groovy. And it was
Mm.
like, yes, I want that
Why
too.
not? Mm.
Yeah, and so that became like the the thing for me was really
Mm.
like to, and I was so lucky. I've done it for 25 years, and I've been so lucky to have really good musicians to play with me, and
Mm.
so they can get into the and improvise, and the
Mm.
people, they sing very simple songs, they move very simple steps, but they get a musical experience,
Mm.
when you have a really full band. And
Mm.
it was just magic. It's
Mm.
very magic. But then I found over the years that I can also just do it with myself and a guitar, and the magic is
Mm.
still, it's
Mm.
somehow, it happens. It's
Mm.
somehow in the beginning I only worked with big bands and many people, but
Mm.
and it just so happened that that I was invited up to the No Mind Festival up in Sweden. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but it's a
I heard
very
about
big.
it. Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a very big,
Hmm.
and I was there from the very beginning. And
Oh.
one of the guys, Harry Deva, he asked me if I could come and bring the people together, do something and
Hmm.
bring the people together. And I had just like a month or two ago before I had started
Hmm.
doing the heart dance, so it was just like, oh
Oh.
yeah, I'll just do that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hard
So
dance is
it's
such an amazing thing, no? Such an
yeah,
amazing therapeutic, yes, musical
yeah,
involved dance. Everybody is in connection. Oh,
yeah,
I mean, every scattered person can be there and simply merge into the whole thing
yeah,
effortlessly. And the
yeah.
music, and the words, and it's like a childlike. It's at the same time so joyful, still so meaningful, and still so
So meaningful,
childlike.
so deep. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Such a
Anything can
great
happen. Yeah.
things.
It's really, it looks like we're just singing and dancing, but Jesus, so many other things, so much other
Yes,
is going on. Yeah, yeah,
such naturally and so effortlessly one goes through so many.
yeah,
I mean, whatever is needed on him or her at that point is
yeah,
done and dusted, and one comes out simply anew,
yeah,
afresh.
yeah,
Something is changed, and for the better. For
yeah,
It's a nourishment, total
yeah.
nourishment. Like you give us some kind of tonic or some kind of, okay, have this.
But I think on many levels, it's like it just the singing that you move your body, and just the singing alone, even when we don't talk about the connection and the
Yes, true.
eye to eye and the not words and the whole heart connection, but just the fact, like Nada Brahma, like just the
Hmm.
vibration of your
Humming
voice
and all.
alone, even if you only do that, that in itself is a deep, deep healing and
Deepest,
rearranging, reharmonizing
totally
all the cells.
realigning.
And yeah, yeah,
Yes,
really. So
total.
it's like
I
on so many levels, it's really magic.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes. Humming, I discovered lately that humming is one of the easiest and the most effective method to align yourself, even and totally non-spiritual, worldly, any type of person, so-called bad person, can also immediately be benefited because you yourself raise your vibration by humming, because you
yeah,
are the hub of the hum, and then you create that your own, and slowly, slowly it smoothens, or whatever it does, the vibrations get over the
yeah,
time, and the humming also changes by itself. Sometimes it's fast, big, sometimes soft, sometimes high,
yeah,
low. It all takes. And
yeah,
I have been doing this meditations. I just before the session also did that, and I did that. I came upon it some months ago, and I said, yes, this is such. I mean, maybe the easiest one, uh, except that would be vipassana. Maybe you have to just sit and watch your breath, but probably it's not that easy. But humming is such
yeah.
natural,
And
and
you watch the tone all the way,
yes,
so it is like a advanced vipassana in a way.
yes, true.
Or I
Um,
don't know, a
Musical vipassana.
crossbreed. It's a crossbreed between music and vipassana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
And I have been working with a therapist recently, and I told him, why not we create a meditation for this, like humming, which is exclusive humming, but we can design it in a way that it gradually becomes. I mean, it becomes more intense, but easily, not so heavy, but still intense, and so we devised a kind of 3 5 stage thing which continues humming in a different way. We can focus on heart and then hum, we can focus on throat chakra and then hum, and then we can focus on first chakra and then hum, and
Yeah,
and just the extra visualization just to make it sound like, okay, yes, a complete package of humming is there.
yeah,
But yes, humming in itself, in any form, any variation. In singing, what we do exactly, actually, we are humming, but musically humming the notes. When then we put words, then we start to create meaning out of the words, that words should be so meaningful and this and that. But basically we are humming only. And when we that I do this is also the instrument is humming, the vibration,
Yes.
it's the vibration of the instrument, the instrument is humming. So,
Yes.
and we all know later on, like Osho also said so many ways and so many times, that basically we are vibrational people, with the energy is vibrational. It's
The
not
whole
like
universe, the
is
whole
vibrational.
universe is vibrating. Yes.
Yes, yes. So when we hum, so our mini universe is vibrating when we hum, and then we vibrate our own mini universe in sync with the whole, and that's how the easiest way to come out of. I mean, to stay sane is, I would say, is the
Yes.
least benefit of it. Yeah. So let me see if I remember this song. No, yes, this is. Later, I gave words to it also, and then Anadi
Yes.
sang it so many times
Oh,
in
nice.
Osho.
Yeah.
Osho,
Oh, yeah.
तेरे प्यार की
Karaki.
बरखा में नाचे हम. ओशो, तेरे प्यार की बरखा में नाचे हम. तेरे मन में da 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 da
You have to send me the words. Isn't
I
it
will have
like
to remember.
Osho,
Huh.
my love, or something like that?
Yeah, its meaning is Osho, we dance in the rain of your love
I
and the grace of your love. And I keep changing words like this. In the silence of your love, in the grace of your love, in the rain of your love. So that it goes like this somehow.
lovely.
Hmm. I think if we sit together, we can make a lot of music.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit of distance, but we have to
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah. Yes.
I haven't been to Pune. I have to been to Pune since
20,
99.
yes.
99?
Last we met, you haven't come back.
No,
Yes.
no.
Hmm.
Somehow life took me other places.
So be ready to be shocked a bit when you come back.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
This
yeah. You
Koregaon
live
Park,
there. You live
I
there.
live. I am here. Yes, somehow hanging. The last of the hippies. I'm still hanging. Even the German bakery is no more the same. Everything, the Koregaon Park is now not at all the same. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
not talking.
nothing stays the same. Nothing
Yeah,
stays the
yeah, yeah.
same.
But
That's
it's
the
so
nature.
drastic.
Yeah,
So
really.
drastic. So drastic.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Anime, of course, everything changes. So, one more song. But before that, I would like to ask you that being with Osho so many years, decades, like if a newcomer comes to you, like many newcomers come to Osho centers in your
Yeah.
festivals, and how do you, if somebody asks you what was your takeaway from all that, one or two dot dot bullet points, what would you tell them?
Yeah, what do I tell them? Because that does happen all the time, that new people come in the festivals or in the groups or whatever, and they of course they ask me that, and yeah, what can I say? All I can say is that I cannot imagine my life without. It has
Mm,
been my whole life. I was only
mm,
22 when I went to India, and it changed my life completely. And it was like, like there was two ways. There was the old and there was the new, and I just wanted the new. And he was the leader of the new. and
he
and
was,
and
in fact.
yeah, and for me it was like uh, he gave me the key. He gave me the key, and it's not, and if you feel the call, you know your heart is touched, but it's not, it's not necessarily an easy peasy journey. You
Mm,
kind of have to, but I feel that I he gave me everything I need, and it's a matter of you know yeah, it's difficult to say anything about it. I'm forever grateful,
mm,
forever grateful, um, and we just have a million master keys, and it's just everything is recorded, and there's nothing, and the mystery and the transmission and the you know I don't it was right for me. That's all I can say.
mm,
I couldn't have gotten better. I don't think I could have gotten any. It was just what I needed. Yeah,
mm,
yeah. With everything, with all the stripping away of stuff, and the joy and the celebration and the awareness and the meditation and everything, and especially especially learning about that the music in in our world or in my world is to
Mm-hmm.
serve the silence. It is
Mm-hmm.
not the silence that serves the music. It's
Mm-hmm.
the music that serves the silence. And for me, that's like the, that is that's the jewel. That's the jewel. And yeah, I keep discovering, all kinds of new depth of what it actually means for me, you know. But I can say it sounds so kind of but he saved my life. He saved my life. I don't know where I've been if I had
Mm-hmm.
not followed that call. I don't know. I think I had sort of, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make
Totally
any
understand.
sense, but I'm trying to, I there's no way of saying. It's just one of
Yes.
these mysteries. Yeah,
Yes.
he meant everything,
Good.
and he still is.
Yes.
He still is.
Mm.
In so many ways and so many mysterious ways. Really,
Mm.
really, really, and it looks different, and it's all different, and people that have, especially like my family, that have known me from the time when we were orange and malas and this whole thing, where
Mm.
it was more like outer, being part of a outer, of what looked for them as a strange sect, and you know and whereas now I find that it's so inner and it's so individual, and
Mm.
we're all on our own mysterious journey with him. So it's like
Mm.
there's kind of an osho for everyone. It's funny,
Totally agree.
like a
Yes,
Buddha, like a Buddha. Yeah.
mm, that's how it is. These things are so inexplicable and inexpressible, and that. But the one thing one can say to the newcomer, let's say if we are just using newcomer as a way to say all these things, is that okay? Just be with whatever resonates with you is your master. Whatever resonates with you is your master. That's how we heard that caller tune and we picked the phone. So everybody's phone is actually ringing continuously, non-stop, like a irritating alarm that goes on and on and on, and we can keep muting it, but it keeps on, so that we can once wake up to that call. And once we wake up and we take that call, then it's a different journey, and then the caller is taking us to wherever we need to go, and it's already where we need to go, and it's happening. We don't need to prepare or plan,
Yeah.
or we simply have to ride or surf the wave. That's all.
Yeah.
It can be as simple as that, and can be as complicated as explaining some rocket science, but
Yeah.
reality is that it's the heart matters, and because the heart is the last station before we actually experience the beingness of us. So so this is how we go, and the music is from the heart, means it is the last resort, it's the last station where music also leaves one, and then we go on further in that silence, and wherever silence is there, and where is this is just we are just we are just picturing the unpicturable, in a way we can say
Yes,
that.
in a way. Yeah.
So let's sing one last song, and let's sing your I would like to listen to your song, uh, and let's see if we can play together something.
Oh, the one that we just did.
One that you said that I can play along.
That was the one we just did.
Oh, we
With
did.
a
That was
kiss.
the
Yes.
song.
Yeah, that was
No,
it.
no. Take something else. Then take something else. I will
Okay.
join. Just tell me the chords.
What about C? Is C minor?
Yes. Why
Can you
not?
use that?
C minor. Okay, fine. Yes.
Yeah. Can you use that?
Yes.
Just put a little bit on. I will forever treasure the love that you are. You give me courage to carry on. I will forever treasure the love that you are. You give me courage to carry on. You give me treasure the love that you are. You give me courage to carry on. Okay.
Almost felt like we are sitting in that egg.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
And where we used to do all these crazy things. I mean,
Yes.
non-listed musicians would go there, and
You know, at that time there was 70 eager musicians that wanted to play,
mm,
and this whole puzzle, you know, for everybody to get a space somewhere to play was a
mm.
miracle. Was a miracle. Yeah.
1999, no? And
Was
before
that it?
that,
Yes, that
before,
was it. That half year. Yeah, yeah.
mm, I know. I was lucky to get some
Wonderful.
chance in
Yeah.
those times.
And Vatayan, and oh, it was so beautiful. So many beautiful and so many amazing projects. No? You know
Yes,
who I
yes.
met? I don't know if you remember this Irish, the sound man that did that fantastic celebration where we were 40 people playing at the same time. I think it was for his birthday or something. And Praful was up on a box directing, and the guy who was doing the sound, I met him in last autumn. I met him after all these years in Corfu, and we played together. It turned out that he
Greece.
was a really good, yeah, he's a really good musician, and we played together.
Mm.
But that was really something to do the sound, standing there in the middle of Buddha Hole with all these people.
That was another trip altogether to do the sound in
You
that
know, it was the
crazy
best. It
tent.
was the best, yeah. And you know, for me, it was such a teaching of let go. You know, because
Mm,
no matter what you had played, no matter how ecstatic or chaos or terrible or whatever, as soon as the drum beats, you know, just let it go. Just let it go. You know, whatever whatever it was, it's gone. And
mm.
somehow I find that it's so magic in the music because as soon as you stop playing, it's gone. It's
It's
gone.
gone.
It's part of the universe, but it's not, you know, you cannot grab it, and you just have to let it go, you know. And this whole endless, you know, how sometimes we analyze afterwards, you know,
Yeah.
if we had played a B flat instead of the whatever, you know, it could have been better, or next time we're gonna have to do this and that. And it was such a teaching for me to just let it go, let it go, let it go. And tomorrow is a new day. Yeah, yeah. It was a training ground, wasn't it?
Amazing training ground because
Yes.
we and actually just in our way of life we learn all this. It's not that we are attending a course or like
No, it was every day. As soon as
subscribing
you wake
some.
up, yeah.
Yes,
As soon as you wake up, you're in the school, you know. That's
yes,
what a mystery school is. That's what a
yes,
mystery, and
true.
they were same on the ranch, or the same with Puna one. It's like as soon as you wake up, or even when you are asleep, sometimes you have a dream or
True.
whatever, you know.
Yes, true.
And and
Yes, yes.
and somehow I think that's the challenge, you know, when you are on your own in the world after having been in this intensity, you know, like a
Hmm.
few years with Osho was like 20 years in a normal
Yes.
place.
Mm.
So to keep the aliveness and to keep, you know, to keep alive really, and
Hmm.
keep your own, you know, you have to sort of, you know, I'm out here in the middle of the countryside, you know, I get my juice from the trees, but
Hmm.
it is a challenge, you know, to because that kind of intensity, you know, you won't find anywhere. You just won't.
No,
So that
no,
is
no.
what's living with a live master. You know, that is the difference. You know,
Hmm.
it is it's a, and that's written in all the books. You know, it is the greatest fortune to live with a live master. It's just how it is,
True.
or in his energy. You know, it's
Hmm.
just intense.
Yes.
But you know, I also
Yes.
see now people that are drawn to the Osho festivals, or they plug into something, you know, and all kinds of things
Hmm.
happens to them. And it was wonderful, this gathering at Osho Risk. It was beautiful to watch what happened to people. And
Hmm.
all, you know, it's just you're just following the program and the workshops and the party in the night, or the fire, or the dynamic in the morning. And there were amazing heart openings for people that had never been there before.
Hmm.
And the place is still drawing these people. It's just amazing.
Hmm.
It's amazing.
Yes, and
I
we'll
don't know
keep
how you
drawing.
get
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. Same. They might have picked up the phone, the
Yeah, yeah,
existential phone.
yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. So good to talk to you, Pratibha, to connect with you
Yes,
again
yes,
after
lovely.
20 years or so.
Yeah,
And you were the one of the first impressions in my rookie days, my early days in Osho Commune. And I hope I handle myself well, or
you
or
did.
whatever
Oh, you did.
happened.
You were very much into your instrument. That's what I remember.
Yes, true, it
Yeah,
was.
very much.
And yes, thank you so, so very much for everything. And I wish that you keep doing your amazing magical stuff
Thank
all the
you.
time, as much as possible, all round. And let's see, inshallah, if we can connect in some place, some
That would be
space
great. Yes.
where again something can be just for the joy of it, if not for the heck of it, we can
Yeah.
simply uh,
Just play.
just play, just
Yes.
play.
Thank you for inviting me. It was nice to see you and
Yes,
talk with you and play with you.
same here, Pratibha. And
And
I'm so,
greetings to all the trees and the bushes that I have met over the years, and all the people I might know that you see. You just give them my love.
yes, true,
I wouldn't
definitely.
mind, you know, a visit,
Yeah,
maybe someday,
yeah, sure, sure,
definitely.
sure. Yes. Well, mystery is never at holiday. Mystery is
No,
always working.
it's true.
So,
So all the best, Manish.
all the best. Thank you,
All the
Pratibha.
best.
God bless
Yeah,
you.
yeah. God
God
bless
bless you
you too.
always. Yes, dear. Bye, bye, bye. Take care.